Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today the topic for the study is the President of India. We'll be covering this topic from the source Indian Polity by M. Lakshmakant, which is considered as the Bible for the people who are preparing for various government exams and also who have like uh, an interest in studying about the Indian polity. So the President of India, it is covered under Articles 52 to 78 of the Part 5 of the Constitution of India. Now, this Articles 52 to 78, these articles deal with the Union Executive. Now, what is the Union Executive? What it consists of? Well, it consists of the President, of which we'll be studying, the Vice President, the Prime Minister, the Council of Ministers, and something that many people miss out, the Attorney General of India. So इस बात का हमें ध्यान रखना है because in many MCQs what I have seen is that this Attorney General of India is usually replaced by other constitutional posts like Comptroller Auditor General of India or some other constitutional post just to give a twist to the question and वहाँ पर चीजें गलत हो जाती हैं. So आगे से हमें हमेशा ध्यान रखना है that the Union Executive consists of the President, the Vice President, the Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, and the Attorney General of India. Okay, so I hope it's clear and इस चीज को ध्यान रखेंगे. So and now moving on, the president he is considered as the formal head of the Indian state and is also called as the first citizen of the nation. He acts as a symbol of unity, integrity, and solidarity of the nation. This is one line that you can use in many of your answers or somewhere where you have to define the president in any of the GS answers or in any of the essays that you come across. Moving on, let's talk about like who qualifies to be the president of India. To contest the elections, what are the basic qualifications needed? Like for any exam, you have certain qualifications. In the same way, to be a president, हमारी कुछ qualifications होनी चाहिए जो कि meet होनी चाहिए. So the first qualification is that he should be a citizen of India. Now, as you know, that uh, to become a citizen of India, there are many ways as are described in the chapter of citizenship. But here, to qualify for electing for election to the president of the nation, you have to be a citizen by birth or by the process of naturalization. As compared to US, there for to be considered for the presidential election, you have to be a citizen by birth. Okay. Moving on to the second qualification, he or she should have completed 35 years of age. जी हाँ, 35 साल की उम्र के आप होंगे तभी आप qualify करते हैं to be elected as the president of the country. Then he or she should be qualified for election as a member of the Lok Sabha. Again, this is something to remember about because confusion वहाँ पर होता है कि in case of vice president it is Rajya Sabha because the vice president is also the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. So in that manner you can learn that he in case of vice president it has to be qualified for election as a member of the Rajya Sabha, and in case of president it is qualified for election as a member of the Lok Sabha. The fourth and the final point is that he or she should not hold any office of profit under the union government, state government, any local authority, or any other public authority. So, guys, these are the keywords that office of profit under union government, state government, local authority या फिर कोई भी public authority. उसके अंदर में office of profit नहीं होना चाहिए. Now, what is office of profit? Office of profit is that you are at a certain position and from that position you are gaining some financial advantage or monetary gain. In that case, you do not qualify to go for the elections of the president. You have to first vacate that position and then you are eligible to contest for the election of the president. Also, please note that a sitting president, vice president, governor of any state, minister of a union or state, he or she is not deemed to hold any office of profit and hence can can contest the elections for the president. Okay, moving on. Now, there has to be some certain nomination criteria as well. Not everyone can just go. मतलब हर कोई नहीं खड़ा हो सकता है directly elections के लिए. There has to be some certain nomination that has to be done uh, and some procedure that has to be followed. So the procedure is that his name should be subscribed by at least 50 electors as proposers and another 50 electors as seconders. Okay. Then you have to make a security deposit of rupees 15,000 in the Reserve Bank of India, which will be forfeited if you fail to acquire one-sixth of the total votes polled. So ऐसा क्यों करा गया? This is done to bring in only the serious candidates into the picture. क्योंकि आप अगर देखोगे कि बिफोर 1997 ये जो क्राइटेरिया थे इट वाज 10 it was the number of proposals and seconders were only 15 and also the security deposit made was only rupees 2500. Now what was seen is that a lot many people would be coming in and contesting for the post of the president. However, those were non-serious candidates और वो जो है कुछ एक particular number of votes भी अपने ऊपर of the total votes polled नहीं ला पाते थे. So these changes were brought in through the Presidential and Vice Presidential Elections Act of 1952, which was amended in the year 1997. So this is something which you should know and ये amendment किस act में लाया गया, the Presidential and the Vice Presidential Elections Act of 1952, which was amended in the year 1997. So इस slide से हमें ये देखना है कि 50 electors as proposers, 50 electors as seconders, security deposit 15,000 in RBI failed. It shall be forfeited if you fail to secure one-sixth of the votes polled. Before 1997, it was 15 proposers and 15 seconders, and the security deposit was rupees 2,500. ये चेंज कब आया? किस एक्ट को अमेंड करके आया? The Presidential and Vice Presidential Elections Act of 1952, amended in the year 1997. I hope you got this clear. Now moving on to the next slide. द ओथ एंड अफर्मेशन बाय द कैंडिडेट. अब कोई भी बंदा किसी भी पोस्ट पे जाता है तो पहले एक ओथ लेता है और वो ओथ कोई एक दूसरा बंदा एडमिनिस्टर कराता है. सो इन द केस ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट ही आल्सो टेक्स एन ओथ which is administered by the Chief Justice of India. चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया जो है वो प्रेसिडेंट को ओथ एडमिनिस्टर कराता है और अगर वो किसी रीजन से if he is not present then in his absence it is the senior most judge of the Supreme Court of India who administers the oath to the president of the nation. और ये oath कोई भी बंदा who is acting as the president when in case like whenever the office of the president is vacant, maybe due to some emergency, due to some illness, death of the present president, or any person who is discharging the functions of the president has to take similar oath and affirmation. अब आइए देखते हैं कि क्या swear करते हैं, क्या oath लेते हैं the president of the nation. He swears to faithfully execute the office. Okay. Uh, then he has to preserve, protect and defend the constitution. PPD short form में आप याद कर सकते हो. Preserve, protect and defend the constitution of India. और इनको devote her or himself to the well-being and service of the nation. जल्दी से रिवाइज करते हैं. So the oath, it is administered by the Chief Justice of India, in his absence the senior most judge of the Supreme Court. Then any person who is acting as the president or is discharging the functions of the president has to undertake similar oath and affirmation. President क्या पे swear करेगा he will faithfully execute the office. Okay. He will PPD the Constitution, that is, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of India, and he will devote her or himself to the well-being and the service of the nation. So these 3 points have to be clear. Okay, moving on. Moving on to the next slide, which is the last slide, and this is something that I've introduced as a knowledge bite for the like which is I'm not sure like if this would be asked in an examination, but this is just for your curiosity, for your knowledge. I'll be including these slides in almost all the lectures that I'll be taking, and this is just to know about some facts and figures some that many people would not know. So Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he was the first and the longest serving president of the nation from the year 1952 to 1962. Now, Dr. Zakir Hussain, he was the first Muslim president and also the third president of the nation. He died during the term of his office and was the shortest serving president of India. I guess he's the only one who died during the term of his office, and he was the shortest serving president of the nation. Gyani Zail Singh was the first Sikh president of the country. Incidentally, during his tenure, the anti-Sikh riot of 1984 occurred, which was really sad. The only president in the history to be elected unopposed. So unopposed means उनके against में कोई बंदा ही नहीं था to contest was N. Sanjeeva Reddy in the year 1977. So this was all for this video. I'll be making the videos short and crisp for you to grasp it, and let me know in the comment section what are the topics that you guys want to read, and also give a feedback that on what I should improve and what all other topics you want to be covered. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.